Good evening and welcome to week 4 of our Winning with Web Solutions team contest and going through the new 12-week action plan. So tonight's session is all about the concept of being a B2B service provider rather than just saying that you're a web center person or a web center major or a web services provider. I can't tell you how many times we as trainers and web center owners hear people say, oh yeah, I do websites. That's just one little tiny piece of the puzzle. And, what we want to do today is really just give you two things. First of all, a bird's eye view of what being a B2B service provider means. What is that? What is actually available to you, and how can you um, offer that to the end consumer, to your clients? And then secondly, we want to give you some simple steps that you can follow so that you can be more well-rounded as a B2B major, and expand out of just being, a website person or considering yourselves a web center person. So this is probably one of the most well, they're all important topics for sure, but this is definitely one of the big ones. It's going to be it'll definitely serve you well to understand the power that you have to build on your relationships, whether you start with a website sale or whether you start with Facebook advertising, because it really does a couple of things for you. I mean, first of all, it's going to obviously benefit you in terms of creating more BV and more income, which Russell will walk you through in a moment. But the bigger thing and the bigger win, I believe, is actually that you end up almost being a part of and owning your client's marketing strategy, which builds tremendous rapport and a tremendous amount of loyalty and trust, which is the difference between a lifelong customer and one that is going to just, go with the next fad or the next thing that presents itself. So, by building on your relationship and expanding your offerings, you're definitely going to increase, like I said, value in terms of money and business volume, but you're going to increase the lifelong value of your clients as well. So, without further ado, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to break our session into two parts. I told you last week that it was going to be somewhat of a power session, and I promise that it will be. So, the first half of the session is going to be covered by, the infamous Russell Polo, certified trainer of the year several years in a row, and also Web Center coach extraordinaire. He's no stranger to anybody. You guys see him commenting on your questions all the time, just jumping in there, willing to help anybody and anybody. So, one of the things that I love about Russell is that he really embraces new things while mastering existing things. So it's interesting when the B2B line expanded to include digital marketing products. It wasn't surprising to me that Russell was one of the first people to sell a Google AdWords package or an SEO package, because he's always willing to try new things and grow, and that's what makes a great leader. So you guys are definitely in for a treat tonight. Russell is going to walk you through the 5 steps that we recommend that you follow to generate interest in all of the digital marketing and website products that we have. When he's done with that, I'm going to introduce you to a couple of additional business to business services that you have the ability to leverage your business relationships with, so that you can build on them with other products and services outside of the MA Web Center's umbrella. And those services will include iTransact, the shop.com partner store opportunity for your clients that have e-commerce websites, Shop Local for your service provider clients, the commercial accounts program, as well as the APN program. So all of those topics obviously could be standalone webinar series in themselves. So when I get to those, my goal is to introduce you to them and go through some basics and then talk about where you can find more information. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn presenter mode over to Russell Polo, who's going to take it from here and walk you through the 5 steps.
Okay, you see my screen?
I sure can, Russell. Thank you.
Excellent. All right, so what I'm going to talk about is how we have a full solution for our customers, not just a website. I think that, since there's so much profit on it and so much BV on it, we kind of focus on the website first, which is great. But you want to focus on the many more things we can do to extend that customer's, what they're buying from us and what they're getting from us. And so here's an example. The client buys a website. They want to market their site. Well, let's set them up with the advertising campaign. We can do something on Facebook, something on Google. Sarah mentioned that I was one of the first to sell a Google campaign. Well, it's because I knew the product was coming and I had a customer ready to go and said, well, it's going live. It was, I guess, 2 years ago in March. And I said, are you ready to start then? And so we did it. And so it was, I had the customer chomping at the bit because they wanted to get out there on Google and they had tried it before. And one of the downsides of being on Google themselves was that they just spent a lot of money and didn't see the results. And so there's a lot of value in providing a managed service that we have here, and just kind of go over some of the things that we can provide addition to the website. Well, the first thing is the design package. I strongly believe every website should be sold with design. It gives a better happiness result to the customer to get the website that they want, not one that they kind of hobbled together with an existing layout or use them, spend a lot of time themselves trying to figure out how to edit it and build it. If they build with the design, they're going to have exactly the website they want. They're going to feel very invested in the website, and they're going to see that as this is their website, the one they built. They're going to like it, and it's going to make them much more invested in the website product. So I believe it makes them stay as a customer longer. But then we have social media management, which is aimed at a customer that wants to get the word out on social media. We can do posts for them. They want to do Facebook advertising. The Facebook advertising, it's phenomenal. We all kid about how Facebook knows everything about us. Well, as an advertiser, we can use that to turn the tables and use what Facebook knows about other people to market to just the right people. And the Google advertising, again, it's so important. It's so easy to throw a big pile of money down the drain with a Google ad campaign if you don't know what you're doing. But if you're running a campaign managed properly, targeting just the right keywords and not overspending, it can be very beneficial for our business owners. But look what happens when we sell these products. Not only get retail profit and website sale, these other packages have ongoing monthly retail profit. And so that builds up. They also have BV on them. The design package has BV on it. The social media has BV on it. The advertising has BV on it. And so you can see how this can turn into an ongoing income in dollars and ongoing income in BV. And so that definitely helps you build a more stable business. And as Sarah explained, you're getting more invested in that customer's business. You're becoming the one they call with a problem. And so when they call you with a problem, that gives you the opportunity to find the first solution, the one and recommend it to them. And so you get to be the one who guides them to the solution that benefits everyone. So there's basic 5 steps here. You want to know what you have. You want to get an idea who you're going to market it to. Figure out your approach. How are you going to share about it? Get them on the line with a consultant. And book the appointment. Or you're going to do your consultation and you're going to book the appointment. And so you want to kind of have a good idea of the various products we offer. Well, with the online solutions, we have the website itself. It includes e-commerce. We can connect them into Google, get them on social media. We can even provide content for them. Merchant services, we can set them up a credit card through iTransact that can get them a lot of savings and plugs into the website very well if they're using online sales. And if they're looking for more customers, lots of ways we can grow that. We can bring them in as a shop.com partner, connect them to Shop Local, let them use the APN program to market specific products to certain categories, and of course, become part of the preferred customer program, which connects them into their own savings, building their own shop annuity through shop.com. You're going to notice this kind of recurring theme throughout the entire web center concept, building a names list. This is the fuel we run on. If you don't have a names list, you're looking at the phone, you have no one to call, you have no way to generate activity, nothing to do. And so you have to have a names list. So who are the people you're going to put on the names list for other business opportunities? Well, first, it's going to be anyone you have sold a website to, who have attempted to sell a website to, and anyone that you have had in your radar for a website. Maybe you talk to them and a website wasn't a good idea for them right now. Maybe they have something that's working and they don't want to change it. But then they become an opportunity for the other marketing options we have. And so you're going to go through the same names list jogger we do in the very beginning. So who are the restaurants you know? Who are the professionals you know? Who are the businesses you've done business with? And then who works for them? Who are the salespeople who work there? Who are connected to them? Maybe other people who are connected to these companies. You would get a list of resources and people to contact. And you always want to be building this names list. You want to have, I use my phone, a contact list, but you want to have a system that works for you. I know, Sarah, you're using a binder that you staple cards into and take notes, and it works very well for you. But you want to have some system that's reliably with you 24/7 that you can continually add names to. When you stumble onto something and you write it down, you don't lose that contact, don't lose that name. So you're going to approach your prospects, and you're just going to have conversation. Really tough questions, about, hi, how's it going? How's business going? You're going to just get the conversation going. And once you get a bit of a social conversation going, you can get into how's business, how are you bringing in new customers, and get into these, more specific targeted questions like, do you do an AdWords campaign? Do you pay for Google Ads? Who manages your social media? And you can, if you have a time to research ahead of time who the person is, you can look at their Facebook page and see, are they posting regularly? Does it seem like they're using a service, or does it seem like they just come in haphazardly as the posts come out haphazardly as they have a chance to do it? And if you see them using sponsored posts, and you can spot this by when the post comes off, it says sponsored under the heading of the post. And so if you know they're using sponsored posts, that exposes them as somebody who's willing to spend money on marketing. But then you want to ask questions like, well, is that working for you? Is it bringing you new customers? Very often their response will be, I don't know, or I think so. And if they don't have a good answer for how well it's paying off, that's a good candidate, because we want somebody who wants to be able to spend money on marketing, but also get results from it. And so you got to have these questions about, well, what are they doing to get the word out? How are they marketing themselves? And we have the 15-minute consultation sheets, which is a great resource for questions like this. But I would say, just first and foremost, just be social. Be looking for ways that you can help them. You're looking for challenges they're facing, and the more versatile you are with the options we have to offer them, the better you're going to be prepared to say, I think we have a product that can help you with that, and then guide them towards that. Now we have the B2B catalog, which is a great resource. I guess I sold out again. It is available as a digital download. So that's something you can refer to. Somebody can send them a PDF, or you can print it out yourself and show it to them. Or if you've been one of the ones who's ordered some of them, you have them on hand. You can use those as explain different products to customers. It's a great resource. Here's some sample pages out of it. So here's the table of contents. Here's the page that talks about how the website, what our website solution does, including all the features included in those sites, which is so much more than included many other solutions. We talk about how we can build them up by getting connected to referral marketing. That's another sample in the catalog. And then, what is their next step, if they're going with design or so forth. These are all great resources in that catalog, and definitely encourage you to rely on that as you're building conversation. If somebody's not ready to see a demo, wants to see a little bit more information, that's a great resource. Now, another resource you should be very familiar with is the mawebcenters.com website. This is the front-facing page of the company's website that has a lot of resources on it. And the thing to be aware of is the content here is customer safe. The website we use for our backend support, or our resources, is MAWC411. That's just for us. That's got information on it we would not want a customer to see. And so this website, mawebcenters.com, has content on it that's appropriate to share to customers. So there's a great video on there. Talks about the value of digital marketing. It's one of these hand drawing. I think it's Sarah's voiceover on that. There's also a link to the YouTube page for MA Web Centers. This again is content. It's safe to share to customers. And so there's information there about the marketing products. There's the client webinar education series. So this is a great resource for existing customers who want to learn how to get better results out of their website. And also for people who are trying to find out how this product's going to help them, you can guide them to one of the videos that approaches the particular question they have. There's a bunch on there about e-commerce and other resources. So somebody's asking questions and you don't know the answer and you can't get them on the line with a demo, then this would be a good fallback position.
And Russell, not to interrupt you, but
Go
actually
ahead.
on the resources page of that website, if you go to mawebcenters.com and you click on support and scroll down the resources, right
You
on
have to hit.
there, actually, are you able to do that to show them? Let's see.
I have it. I actually brought it up because I thought I might need to get to it.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's actually, I think it's worth viewing because we actually just added some new stuff that I thought would be really helpful. Because people are always asking for the things that I see a lot are people asking for design samples. So I figured we could just show them that real quick and then show
mhm.
them the new resources page.
So you're talking about this is the homepage. You have a different page in mind, or
Yeah, so if you scroll down to web design, I just want to show them that first because that's like the most like everybody's always asking for design samples. So click on if you scroll to the top and click on the navigation and click on just web design.
thank you.
Hmm.
I have to know what you're asking for.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. Yeah. So this has got yeah. Actually, I've seen this before. So this has the responsive design samples. It has
Okay.
the custom websites. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you click on see more, you can actually like search by industry. So people are always like, "Can you show me a restaurant? Can you show me this?" So you can do that. And just so you know, this is actually being reworked constantly and we're working now to show different responsive views because over the last year that's been the majority of website designs that we've done. So looking for different design samples and that's just some of the clients' work. The other thing I wanted to show is if you scroll to the very, very, very top and you click on support, there should be a drop down, very top blue nab. Yep. Click on resources. This is really helpful for your clients or people that are evaluating this and also for yourself. Lots of people want to know about our design process. There's some great downloads and frequently asked questions there. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's also the similar stuff for digital marketing products. And as you can see below that, we added evaluate. And that's now the B2B services catalog and some
Yep.
consults are there. So people can, at least you can direct people to a digital asset online without sending them to the 411 site because you obviously don't want to send your website prospects to the 411 site. I mean, personally, I think that the physical copies are always the best and most useful. If you have access to them, you should have them, but at least the digital asset is now up online, so you can direct them somewhere like Russell said that's client friendly.
Of course.
All right, cool. Thank you. I just wanted to show everybody that new part.
Sure enough, I can find the slideshow. I think I have it here. So then we have the webinar series. We have all the resources on mewebcenters.com. The bottom of the page there has these links to various social media that are all again client friendly. So there's a link to the YouTube page. There's two YouTube channels. This is the one that's client friendly. There's the ME Web Centers blog that's going to have information about upgrades to the product, and I think they do design samples up there. I know they do design samples on the Instagram account. There's a Facebook page. This is not the one that we use as Web Center support. This is the one aimed at samples to clients and so forth. So definitely you should follow these pages and be prepared to share them to clients if it's appropriate. Maybe you're working with a particular industry type and you saw a sample shared on one of these pages that's appropriate for them to see, then go ahead and share that. And so there's all these resources. Definitely spend a little bit of time to get familiar with the resources available to you. I'll say it again. I've said this before. Web Centers is the best supported product in the business, hands down. And thanks so much to Sarah Rose and all the resources behind it. But it's amazing how many resources we have. It's overwhelming. And so you want to just find the ones that fit your style best and rely on those resources. I'm not going to tell anyone to use every single resource. It's too many. But find the ones that you're comfortable with and focus on those. Now, the next step after you've made the contact with the customer is have a consultation with them. Identify their needs. You're having the questions that says, well, what is it that you're having a challenge with? Are you getting customers to the website? Are they turning into sales? What is it that's not happening for you? And so we're getting them to expose our problems. And so you can use the consultation sheets or just, matter of fact conversations. What's going on with you? Be friendly. You're looking to help them. And so if they tell you they're having a challenge, maybe the challenge is they need staff. They're shorthanded, and maybe a millennial looking for a job, and so you make that connection. And just because you can do that, you're building more relationship with them. So you're not entirely focused on selling them something. You're focused on helping them. But because you have so many resources through Amy Web Centers and what Sarah's going to show through shop.com, there are so many things that we can do to solve common problems they have that involve us selling them a product. The BB survey is a good one for the advertising. This talks about what search engines they may be using. Are they spending money on it? Who's managing it? How is it working for them? It's very good guidance there. And once you get them to expose a problem that you think you can solve, you move them into a demo, just like on a website. Move them into a product specialist demo that's going to drive them through the challenges that they're experiencing and how our product can help. Now, when you book that demo, you're going to fill in the back office details. If they are having trouble getting their message out on Facebook, and you detail that in your appointment notes, product specialist is going to be able to focus on how the product is going to help them do that by doing posts for them or doing social media marketing through an ad campaign on Facebook, and identify how it's going to be beneficial to them to solve the problem that we think we've identified in your consultations with them. And so, we're going to guide them to a solution that we think is going to fit them best because we've done a good bit of research to find out what problems they're solving. And so this is the 1-2 punch. The first step is you find business owner with the challenge, and the second step is the product specialist takes that knowledge and says, this is a good solution that's going to solve that problem. And so that's why we do very well with sales of this product. So I think, Sarah, you take it from here.
Sorry, I just said yes to myself because I muted myself. Yes, I'll take it over from here. And Russell, thank you so much. That was so completely helpful and also like very, very efficient. Good job. All right, so let me pull my slide deck back up. I'll pull that back up. So before we go into B2B services that fall under other umbrellas, just a quick recap of what Russell said. The 5 steps are really simple. And like Russell said, there's a lot of crossover, right, in the process. So, he mentioned that you can't do anything without a candidate list, right? Without having prospects to work with. And so creating a names list is not like some bizarre brand new step that you have to figure out. And one of the things that we as a team try to do is really find the things that can, if you will, be, not to sound nerdy, but copied and pasted across any process. So if you take these 5 steps and you master them here, that will absolutely bleed into other parts of the business as well, whether it's another product line that you're trying to expose or whether it's just business building in general, because the 5 steps are applicable across the board. You're talking about, 1, learn what you have. You can't talk about what you don't know exists, right? You won't, it's impossible. You wouldn't even think to connect the dots if you don't know that it is a thing, right? Number 2, create a candidate list. Like Russell said, you cannot work this business and you can't pick up the phone and call people, and you can't make it a point to contact people if you don't have people to contact. Number 3, approach and share. It's the same as the business, right? I always say that it starts off with a couple of questions to get the conversation started so that you have permission to share information. If you don't start conversations, though, you guys, keep in mind that when you do share content and you do share videos or websites or design samples or any of that, it's not going to be received with the same level of enthusiasm than if you had started off with a basic conversation, just demonstrating that you care and that you're sending them stuff for their benefit, not yours, right? And then from there, doing a consult. A consult is really just sort of like a get to know you appointment, right? So if this was business building, this might be your coffee date where you're getting to know like what's really going on, and if they want to learn more, if the business is a good opportunity for them. And then finally, scheduling a full on appointment is sort of like scheduling them into a UBP, right? So it's the same 5 steps no matter how you look at it. And what I love about this is, again, you can totally apply it across the board. One last thing I did want to mention, I don't know if I missed it, Russell, but when we talk about this candidate list, this is obviously a screen capture from the new 12-week action plan. And like Russell said, everybody has their own groove for how to do things. But what I like about how this is laid out is it sort of has all of those steps on there. And I don't know about you guys, but I know that personally, sometimes I'm guilty of when I get like a little bit of progress, I get really excited about that and I sort of slow down my process. You know, if I had a conversation with someone and I sent them a couple of things, I let it go and I'm like, yeah, I made some headway. And you forget that that's just a little piece of the puzzle, and that the end result is obviously a full-on appointment. And our job is to connect the dots, and you want to move your prospects along from point A to point B to point C to point D, etc. And so this is a really nice way to look at all your prospects and keep track. You know, who's the business? What are some of the B2B opportunities that you thought of for that person? What sales resources or other resources did you share with that person? Did you consult with them? And finally, did you get an appointment? It's a very transparent thing to have a chart like this. It might seem old school, but there's a little bit of value in the transparency there, because you can see where you are, you know, getting your prospects to, and where you might, you know, really could stand to work them to get a little bit further in their evaluation process. And finally, one last thing I want to mention about all of these products and services that I love is that digital marketing products are great. And so, or and excuse me, digital marketing products and other B2B services, which I'm going to go through right now, are great anytime opportunities. Business owners sometimes, you know, they can't wrap their head around a brand new website right now. And they might not be able to wrap their head around doing a brand new website right now for a number of reasons, whether it's budget reasons or timing reasons. Like, for example, in New England right now, it's contractor season, right? It's home show season. All of the contractors are gearing up for the busiest time of their year. We just had the home show this past weekend in our county. And, you know, if I'm talking to a roofing company right now, they are, you know, designing a website is the furthest thing from their mind. However, a Google ad campaign or a Facebook ad campaign is exactly the kind of thing that they're looking for right now. And so it's funny. Sometimes, like when you go and you meet prospects, you might think, oh, their website is not so great and they're a great candidate for a website. But in your conversations, you find out that the timing isn't quite there for that yet. So maybe one of the other products is a better fit for them right now, will help them get some quicker results. And it takes less brain power to engage in a Facebook campaign or a Google campaign where, you know, we're not going to be bothering them for content and reviewing website designs, etc. And that is true for the other products and services that I'm going to go ahead and overview with you right now. iTransact, Shop Local, Shop.com Partner Program, Commercial Accounts, and APN are also all really great examples, and also Preferred Customer Program, great examples for B2B services that you can offer fairly easily at any point in the game, at any time, whether it's a busy season or not busy season. And these are great ways to get the conversation started. So the first one we're going to talk through, again, we're going to do high level descriptions of all of these, just so you know. But the first one is iTransact. And so what you guys need to keep in mind is all of these services that we're going to go through, out of all of the unfranchised owner base, web center owners should be owning the game in all of these additional areas. And the reason is you guys have the highest quality prospect list out of everybody, because your clients of websites and digital marketing products are the perfect candidates for these other products. So where if somebody is sort of majoring or focusing in some other area of the business, it might be a little bit more challenging or difficult for them to develop a candidate list. Like Russell said, is part of the process no matter what area of the business you're referring to. So as web center owners and as folks that major in web centers, this is a no-brainer. So we know tons and tons of business owners, right? And most of them at this point of the game are accepting credit cards. So, one way that you can generate additional BV is to get your merchants, your clients using iTransact as their credit card processor. And it's a BV machine. So you get 40% BV commission for all of the profits that iTransact earns. So if you get a store, one of your retail establishments, um, that is going to switch their merchant account over to iTransact, and iTransact earns $100 that month from the transaction fees, you'll get 40 BV that month, and so on and so forth. And we have folks, I've seen the reports, that earn hundreds of BV a month just from iTransact, getting local stores using iTransact. And what I love about iTransact the most is that their sales process is exactly the same sales process as ours for web centers, our simple sales system. It's a referral approach. It's as simple as asking your clients, who does your merchant account. So any of your website clients or prospects that accept credit card, asking them who does their merchant account, and figuring out who it is, and then just making a recommendation and just say, hey, this is obviously, I don't own a merchant business, but I have a great business associate that might be able to save you anywhere from 10 to 25% on credit card fees. I know how pesky those fees can be, and it's just unfortunately part of the game these days. We have to accept credit card because our customers expect it. So if we could set up an appointment and potentially save you 10 to 25% on those credit card fees, would that be worth your time? Would you want me to set you up an appointment to see if you can learn more? And at that point, what you would do is you would either go to itransact.com/landing/MA, or contact the phone number to schedule a Sure Save analysis appointment. Now, what's really great about iTransact is when they do these appointments, their goal is literally to look at whatever it is that um, your clients are being charged by their existing merchant account and find a way to charge them less. So they pretty much make it a no-brainer for the client to just want to switch over to iTransact as their merchant provider. And again, you don't have to be the expert here. It's the same type of process that you follow for web centers. You're simply just making a strong recommendation and connecting the dots for them and hooking them up with an iTransact professional that will conduct the appointment and close them as an iTransact account. And from that point on forward, for the rest of the existence of that relationship, again, you get 40% BV on all of the profits that are earned from however many credit cards they swipe. So think about that. Think about the restaurants on your list. Think about the people that accept, excuse me, credit cards, and ask yourself, excuse me, is it worth just asking the question, who does your merchant account, to generate additional ongoing BV for your business? The next opportunity we're going to talk about is shop.com. Shop.com, as we know, is a massive website that has more than 3 million loyal customers. And those customers are hungry for products and services, and specifically for local product recommendations, right? And so they're looking for local product recommendations both in person and online. And so shop.com can send customers to your clients' websites, by and get them visibility in front of over 200,000 shop.com websites and over 3 million loyal customers. So think about the power of that, right? Do you think it might be beneficial for a local business or a local retail establishment to have access to over 200,000 shop.com websites and all of its preferred customers, right? It's an excellent way for their products and also services to get exposure. When your clients become a shop.com partner store, they get a branded storefront along with the ability to sell through our mobile apps, social media, direct and event marketing programs. There will be a sales and marketing team assigned to your customer. They get access to our multi-platform global merchandising system, email marketing, social media marketing, and advertising. And probably the biggest benefit is they get access to the people powered distribution channel that promotes their stores and products to millions of customers. Now, of course, that people powered distribution center is you, is me, it's on franchise owners, and it's us. And when we have local businesses on our website, we're obviously going to promote them, right? Your clients' products get listed alongside big box retailers, and it gives them an opportunity to compete in a very powerful way. So, an example that I can give you is we have a local jewelry store that's a website customer that's also a partner store. So, if you're looking for Pandora beads, then it's really interesting and it's really cool that this small mom and pop jewelry store, their products are showing up next to Macy's, next to Bloomingdale's, and other big box stores, right? So it's a really great opportunity for your clients to be, if they do have an e-commerce website, to become a partner store. And like I said, there's that local element to it as well. In Taiwan, more than half of their shop.com partner stores are actually web center clients. So, while Shop Local as a program may not be open in all market countries, you can still bring local flavor to shop.com by introducing your local retail establishments to shop.com and the partner store program. Now, on your web center, there is a page for the Partner Store program, which includes a form like the one you're seeing on the screen right now. So if you put in the contact name, email address, phone number, business name, and website URL and click submit, that form then gets emailed to our shop.com partner team, who then evaluates the website to see if they're a good candidate to become a partner store. Now, there's a number of criteria that they're looking for. Firstly, they want to make sure that store is actually in an industry where we feel like they'll get results and be competitive. We also need to make sure that their website solution is up to par, especially if it's a link off solution, right? A link off partner store. Um, and what we really want is for people to join as one cart stores. In fact, the majority of clients are doing that. So if somebody's e-commerce website is not able to share data with us that way, then they will be denied as a partner store. So now keep in mind, when you bring someone on as a partner store, obviously there's more opportunities for you to gain IBV and all of that stuff. But it's also a great opportunity to talk about that partner store's website. Because if their website is not up to par, but they've got a great product line or if they've got a great business, you might be able to help them get their website up to par so that they can take advantage of the partner store program. Now, the other option for service providers is Shop Local. Now, keep in mind that this is obviously in the United States only. We have done a webinar on Shop Local in itself. But it's a really simple program where if your preferred customers click on Shop Local on shop.com, they can put in their zip code and they can find local restaurants and other service providers in their area. Now, preferred customers, all they have to do is link their credit card to their Shop Local account. And when they go to any of the Shop Local establishments, and they use that credit card that's linked, they earn instant cash back. So I will be meeting up for a business dinner with Ray on Wednesday, and the first thing we did was look up in that area Shop Local restaurants, because we are preferred customers of shop.com and we want to fund our shopping annuity. And so when we're going out to eat or when we're going to a service provider, we as in unfranchised owners, we want to get IBV and cash back for that, right? So obviously the first thing that we did when you're looking for a new restaurant in a new town or in your own town is to check out Shop Local options. So again, it's a really great opportunity for web center owners and unfranchised owners, because when you bring on a Shop Local business, guess what? You earn 1% IBV for every single transaction that ever occurs, not just from your customers or your preferred customers or yourself, but for anybody that is participating in Shop Local that goes to that establishment, you get 1%. So there's a really big incentive for you as an unfranchised owner to bring Shop Local establishments on in that essence. And then, of course, a great opportunity for local businesses. So we can share some more resources on Shop Local in a minute. But what I wanted to share firstly was just like the 5 steps before, a big part of this is sharing resources with people that are interested in the program. So if you go to yourshop.com website and you scroll down to the bottom and you click on partner with us, you'll see a description of the shop.com partner store opportunity as well as the Shop Local partner opportunity. When you click on Shop Local, there are videos there, downloads, brief descriptions for how it works for your customers, brief descriptions for how it works for the merchant, and all of the information that you could possibly need to get the conversation started is right there on your shop.com website. So familiarize yourself with that page and those resources and assets that are available to you so you can get the process started and then see what kinds of questions that you have and ask myself or ask Eddie or post in our Facebook group. Um, Along the same lines of shop.com, another way that you can help your business clientele is to help them save and earn money on their business overhead. So Russell showed you the website design and digital marketing and social media marketing assessments earlier when we were talking about digital marketing opportunities under the MA Web Centers umbrella. But we also created the business spending assessment. And this is a great opportunity for you to find out where your business clients are spending money to run their businesses, whether they've shopped online, et cetera, et cetera. So there are some specific targeted questions that are designed that are there because those are areas that almost every business spends money in. But then there's some more open-ended questions like share with us your top 5 stores that you shop at overall. And right over here, there's a little summary that you can put together. So for things like office supplies, you can recommend a specific store or shop direct or Staples or whatever store and share with them how much cash back they could be earning for stuff they're going to buy anyway. So think about how powerful that is for you as a web center owner and on franchise owner. When you turn your website client and you're helping them with their digital marketing strategy, maybe you've saved them some money on credit card processing fees, and now you're saving them money on, the $40,000 a year that they're going to spend to run their traditional business. And think about how much IBV that's going to generate for you and your organization. Again, it's important to realize that a B2B services provider is so much more than a website services provider, but this doesn't happen overnight. You're not going to sit down with a candidate and go through every single product and service and opportunity at once. You want to do one thing at a time, and you want to allow the prospect to dictate to you what their needs are now. So if right now the only thing they can handle is the preferred customer program, awesome. Start there. At least you start building rapport. At least you're generating IBV. You're helping the client earn and save money on their business overhead. And it keeps the door open so that, like Russell was saying earlier, you can start to build on that relationship and start to be a part of and own part of their marketing strategy as a whole. So the next thing I want to share with you is huge. This is a brand new program called Commercial Accounts. Now, the Web Center program has somewhat introduced this concept before, but not under the term commercial accounts. But what you need to understand is that this is a massive forced multiplier. The Commercial Accounts program, to me, is to retail what the shopping annuity is to personal use, right? So the shopping annuity takes your personal use and it adds a multiplier because it allows you to identify every single dollar that you're spending and what could be redirected to your own business so that any spending that you were going to do anyway for personal use is now being maximized and monetized by redirecting it to your shop.com business, right? The commercial accounts program takes your retail and is rocket fuel for that. It's, again, a forced multiplier for stronger results. And I'm going to show you exactly how and how it works. So for retail, as a retail concept, the company trains on a concept called Base 10-7 Strong. That is the 2 to 3 year plan. which is simple. Your retail goal is your initial goal in business is to build an organization of 7 unfranchised owners, right? So that's you becoming activated and then you activating those 2 people. So altogether, that's one. You're at the top and you've got 3 on your right and 3 on your left for a total of 7 unfranchised owners in the team. Now, you want each of them to have at least 10 customers that are ordering an average of about 30 BV per month. Those are based on statistics. The average customer order is 30 BV a month, and you want 10 customers a month who do that. That's why in the plan, we say you want to personally service 10 to 15 customers. It's 10 to 15 because sometimes people order products that are not a 30-day supply, and they don't need to reorder every single month. So if you have more than 10 customers, you know that you're going to generate that 300 BV a month in customer orders because you have more than just 10 customers ordering. Now, with the Web Center program, of course, if you had 10 website clients, that would generate 300 BV in itself, right? So each UFO has customer orders, 30 BV times 10 customers, generating 300 BV, and they're using at least 100 BV a month for a total production of 400 BV a month. Now, when you do that, that is how you get to a check a month very quickly. I can share with you that in my personal organization, we have people hitting this within the first literally 8 to 12 weeks of their business because it's so simple. It's convert your spending into earning and create your first 10 customers right out of the bat, get activated. And that is their only focus in the first quarter of business. Activate, convert spending into earning, create 10 customers. That's it. So you can get to a check a month residually by simply doing that. And that's a really good plan. However, when you add commercial accounts to the equation, you can literally triple your commission in the same amount of time. And here's why. The average commercial account will order 2,500 to get started and about $1,000 a month, which is worth about 400 BV in orders, right? So when you have your organization, or when you are creating 300 from customer orders and you have one commercial account on each side, now you're generating 400 or 800 extra BV just from 2 commercial accounts. So if you teach every one of your people to bring on one commercial account for your left and one commercial account on your right, now your total unfranchised BV per distributorship is 1,200 BV coming up per month instead of just 400. You literally triple the amount of BV by bringing on one commercial account on each side, and that's it. Now, instead of earning $300 a month in the first quarter, you're up to $900 to $1,500 a month in the first quarter. So from a BV and an earning perspective, it's absolutely worth it to evaluate this further and decide if commercial accounts is something you want to learn more about. So businesses that qualify for commercial quotes are businesses that are using products in excess for personal use. So for example, if it's a commercial cleaning company and they want to use Snap as their official cleaning product, then they can submit a quote for a lower price point on those products. But the other for retail, the other way for this is not for personal use, but for retail. However, keep in mind, people are selling products in establishments. That establishment must be 51% more or more of their business coming from services rendered, not from retail sales. So a good example of that is a salon that wants to carry motives, or say a karate studio that wants to, that kind of thing. But the majority of the money coming into that business must be from services provided, not from retail sales. So, do you know anybody that owns or works for a business? I think that we do. There's some great products that are available in the commercial accounts program: Motives, Lumiere, Pentaxel, Cell Labs, DNA, Awake, Snap, etc. Right? Keep in mind, health and nutrition products are not part of the commercial accounts program. So, if you have like a gym, for example, and that gym wants to carry TLS or health and nutrition like isotonics, they're absolutely welcome to do that, but they cannot get a commercial quote for those products. A lot of gyms also like to carry skincare and personal care items, as do doctors carry a lot of personal care and skincare as well. So it's a simple process. You're going to identify potential candidates, create a names list, like Russell was saying. The second step is to complete a commercial accounts quote request form, which is located on Unfranchise. And then when you get that quote, you receive new approved pricing, which is reduced pricing and reduced BV. And at that point, you as the unfranchise owner can place that order. So you can download the forms for commercial accounts by going to Unfranchise, General Business, and then Commercial Accounts. We also did a meet on with myself and Kevin Buckman where we really just had a roundtable discussion about the commercial accounts program and how it works. Um, and your goal for commercial accounts should be to bring on at least one commercial account on your left and one commercial account on your right. Because again, you saw the math, you guys. When you do that, you can stand to triple your commissions very, very quickly, especially if you duplicate it. All right, so the final thing I'm going to preview for you tonight is the Affiliate Publisher Network. This is an incredible opportunity for your clients to be able to publish shop.com products and one cart store products and exclusive brands directly to their website so that they can create an additional flow of income through their website, but without having to stock anything or have any overhead whatsoever. So it's ideal for service or retail businesses. There's absolutely no overhead. Shop.com will handle everything, the fulfillment of the orders, the shipping of the orders, everything. And it gives business owners sort of the opportunity to sell products on demand. When customers go to your client's website and they purchase a product that's been published to the website, the transaction technically happens on shop.com, not on that website. And then when that transaction happens, your client will earn a referral fee for basically marketing that product in cash, and you earn IBV for all sales that are generated. So that is the value proposition. Now the website, you can do this on non-Web Center websites as well. It's just a little bit tricky because it's all code based. Web Center has actually developed a native tool with Paul Dimas and the shop.com team so that clients can have a simple, easy to use tool where they can publish products to their website. So here is an example of a gym, and this gym owner has their website with us, and they want to publish exercise equipment on a page called exercise equipment because it makes sense, right? And that's what most people will choose to do. They're going to choose to publish relevant products that have to do with their industry or their type of business. So what they do is they log into their site and they click on the APN tool. They put in their affiliate publisher ID, and that's how we can track it and make sure they're getting credit. And then they can select product category or enter in keywords. So this person entered in sports and fitness, and then they had example categories, mats, etc., etc., etc. Now what happens is when they click publish, the tool publishes those specifications directly to the client's website for them. So it also, adapts the design and the color palette of the person's website. So this person's website was dark with white and orange. So that's why it's this color scheme. It's not always going to look like that. But as you can see, this gym chose to market exercise equipment. So now this gym owner has a page with all kinds of exercise equipment that they can offer to their viewers and their members without having to actually buy or stock or fulfill anything. And what's really exciting is every single time um, the viewers refresh the page or come back, the products refresh as well. So it's like a rotating product list here, and a great way for your client to earn additional income for simply publishing products to their viewers. You earn IBV, and again, you're building a relationship when you expose your clients to additional B2B services that exist for them. It's a win-win-win all around. And just one last thing about this is your clients can choose how products are displayed. They can edit the look and feel of these. They can choose to have it as a carousel or as a grid type like you're seeing here. Okay, so we're coming in for a landing. I want to thank Russell Polo for his very thorough and concise explanation of the 5 steps because it makes everything that I explained so much easier. So take those 5 steps and apply it to digital marketing products and website design. But I'm also going to challenge you to apply it to other B2B services as well. Now, if you're minoring in web centers this week, we're going to ask you to list out some potential DMP possibilities from either your existing prospect list or your existing clients. And we want you to just work on sharing some DMP videos with them or other resources to generate interest. Your goal is to schedule at least one 15-minute consultation and see if that can land you a full-on DMP sales appointment with a product specialist. If you're majoring in web centers, you're going to make sure that you have every single resource that you need downloaded and available to you. Now, keep in mind, a lot of you probably already have that done because that was part of the zip file that you got when you registered for the contest. So download and review the sales resources, product pages, catalogs, assessments, videos, etc. List your possibilities out, share videos, do a consultation, and schedule a full-on appointment. If you're a professional, you're going to do all of that, plus you're going to do one additional thing. You're also going to download the proposal generator because most pros are probably creating proposals for their prospects and clients as well. All right, we went over the weekly exercise, the list. This is the list that you can leverage. It's part of your 12-week action plan, and there are no new announcements for this week. So without further ado, I'm going to thank everybody. I know that it was a full hour tonight instead of a half an hour, but I promised a power session, and I hope this has been valuable for you. Again, massive thank you to Russell Polo, and thank you to everybody for being on with us tonight.